Let's go to the other AFC matchup with the Titans and the Ravens. And before we get into this one, there was some trash talking at the end of this one for the Titans and Tajay Sharp. Did you see that?
I did see this.
Here it is.
Just want to introduce y'all. We got the NFL rushing leader. If anybody got a problem with that, you come see me. We bout that. Big trust. Whoop, whoop. King Henry in the flesh. Whoop, whoop.
It's all jokes, ain't it? It's all jokes.
Look at him.
He's big.
What?
He's a giant human being.
He is. I mean, his arms, everything. It's outside linebacker, like defensive end playing tailback.
Do you want to do it? I had a little game for you on Derrick Henry.
Well,
right
yes, but first thing I just want to say this is like that put Derrick Henry in an uncomfortable spot.
He had to go up there and immediately go, we're just joking.
Yeah, because he's from Alabama. He came right after Mark Ingram. If you watch the game, right after the game is over, they sit there and talk on the field forever. So I'm sure he's like, damn, I'm gonna have to answer this. Now, this is what football players do, and it's not like disrespectful to Mark Ingram, and Derrick Henry's right. But were people probably doing that in the locker room this week in Houston to make fun of Mark Ingram? I mean, in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Sorry, to make fun of Mark Ingram and stuff. Yes, they probably were. That's how teams get motivated. That's what things get done. Oh, he's a dork. We're gonna smash his face. Freaking dork. That's just the way football players are. It's not personal against Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
All right, we'll play your game.
It was funny though. So Derrick Henry, he did it again.
Yeah.
195 yards.
He did it again.
So I wanted to play a little game with you.
With my heart.
A little would you rather.
Got lost in the game.
Oh, wow, you know it word for word.
Oh, baby, baby.
Do the whole thing.
No,
we have to pay for it.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
Would you rather for Derrick Henry? Would you rather? I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different scenarios here. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I'm like, where is this going? Okay. 5 different scenarios.
Would you rather tackle Derrick Henry or escape from an unblocked Jadeveon Clowney? Which one? So here's the situation.
Yeah.
Your life depends on it.
Okay.
You have a choice of one or the other.
Right.
You have to pick which one you think you're most likely to accomplish.
So
because if you don't
tackle Derrick Henry or escape and unblock Jadeveon Clowney.
You have one chance to tackle Derrick Henry or get away from an unblocked Jadeveon Clowney, and if you fail, you die.
I would rather escape and unblock Jadeveon Clowney.
You think you'd have a better chance at that?
I do. I feel like, defensive ends are so like, oh, I'm going to kill the quarterback, that you can give them the okie doke when you see them unblocked and they're coming at you, because they can't wait to kill the quarterback. Like, there's no avoiding. If I have to tackle them, I can go low, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to make the tackle. It also means I can probably get concussed with his knee hitting me in the head as he runs me over.
Yeah.
I would rather take my luck with dodging Jadeveon.
Put your life in your escapability.
Yes.
The hands of your escapability.
Yes.
All right, what about, would you rather tackle Derrick Henry, your life depends on it, or have one chance to throw it 70 yards in the air right now, not in Denver? You don't get to be in Denver, but you have a chance you can throw it 70 yards in the air right now.
Damn, like right now, I don't get my arm in shape or anything, huh? Like, I don't know if I could throw it 70 anymore. I don't think I can, actually.
Try to tackle Derrick
I'd have
Henry.
to try to tackle Derrick Henry on that one. I would, yes.
Run a 5.0 40-yard dash.
Ooh,
right
or
now.
Tackle Derrick Henry.
Yep.
I think I could do the 5. I think I could.
What were you at your peak?
I would say high to mid 4.7s, somewhere in there. I still run sprints. I'm kind of a nerd. You're right. It's dicey. It's dicey. It's dicey.
We're talking 3/10 off your career best, and you die if you don't do it. But then you have to tackle Derrick Henry.
Yes.
Okay, what about either tackle Derrick Henry or for 1 full year defend ranking Tom Brady the 20th best quarterback in 2020?
Oh, well,
that's
coming this year. So
you think he's going to be that low?
Well, I mean, he's not going to be in the top 15 or 16. I can already tell you that. That's not happening. He didn't play like a top half of football quarterback.
You're right.
So, yes, I guess I'm going that way.
You know what's funny with that? I was thinking about that.
Right.
Because what was the whole thing? It was 2019. It was who are the best quarterbacks in 2019 when it's all said and done.
I've been so justifiably, I was so right, it's scary.
Have people come back and said, I apologize to you?
I am the Oracle.
I hope people have they written you on Twitter and said,
I'm still mad at people in this office. They're Patriots fans. They won't still give me the credit or say apologize for being a jerk to me when I first did it.
You were probably too high on them. When it's all said and done now.
Yeah.
For 2019, he probably was not the 9th best quarterback.
No, he definitely was not. I think if I did another ranking around like week 12 or week 14 and went totally off that, there's no way he would have been in the top 10. No way.
You're justified.
Yeah.
You're vindicated.
Thank you.
Final one.
Yeah.
Would you rather tackle Derrick Henry, you get one shot at that, or you get one shot of pronouncing D. Hunter for the Vikings, his first name?
Daniil. I did it. I
did
practiced enough. I practiced enough, and I'm very angry at Miss Hunter for spelling that name as in Danielle, like my wife, and calling it Daniil.
That's why you have.
It's very confusing to me. Yes, no respect, no disrespect, Daniil.
But
I got that one down. It's almost as scary as Ahmed.
Right, which is Ahmad, Ahmed.
I was scared as shit as our first few podcasts went under the way.
I've mispronounced it too. So what we're seeing from Derrick Henry right now, how special is it? How much is it Derrick Henry, and how much of it is the line?
Yeah.
How much of it is what they're doing? I mean, they're giving him the ball 30 times a game,
right?
And so it's wearing down the defense. Like, well, how special is this? What they're seeing right now?
But it's 30 times a game. But I mean, like we saw the other night, a lot of the damage was done, with carries 1 through 20, really, right? And same with actually the Patriots game. I mean, he didn't go off in the second half. It was really the first half. So, Ahmed, their O-line has been so impressive. I mean, it really has. They're getting their money's worth out of some investments. I mean, they paid Roger Saffold like he was one of the better guards in football. They got Ben Jones at center a few years ago in free agency from the Houston Texans, I believe, if my memory serves me correct there. I got too many people going in my head here. Yeah. And then, of course, top 10 picks with Taylor Lewan and Conklin at the tackle position. They've been playing phenomenal. So you can't take that away from them. I wouldn't have thought in a million years that they could run the way they ran against the Baltimore Ravens defense. You know that. That's why I thought the Ravens were going to win this game by at least 2 touchdowns.
Matt Judon was unblocked on that big long run.
And he bounced off Derrick Henry. Bounced off him. And he's 265? I mean, so O-line's playing great, and then Derrick Henry never misses a hole, okay? And then he has freakish ability. He's got great patience. He's got very good vision. He really understands where they run the outside zone play. And a lot of these big runs we're seeing are all on the outside zone. And, hey, if they get the reach block and kind of seal out the edge, he stays running outside. But as soon as he sees, we didn't seal the edge, and I'm not going to get outside, and the linebackers have flowed too fast, man, he can put his foot in the ground and really – I don't think TV does him justice for how fast he's moving. With big people like that.
He doesn't look fast at all.
He doesn't look fast until you see people chasing him, right? And then you're going, man, nobody's catching him.
Right. He's not moving his legs fast enough to be going that fast.
But he's covering so much ground with each stride. He's just one of the freakiest people we've ever seen.
He had the most embarrassing stiff arms ever on Earl Thomas that just turned them all around, and that was
hilarious.
That was crazy. And do we have the Earl Thomas? So Earl Thomas did some talking before it was earlier in the year, and he did it earlier in the week too. So this is after week 12.
Okay.
Remember this when he said, "When the Super Bowl comes, whoever we play, they're going to be in trouble."
Wow.
So Earl Thomas said that back in week 12, very confident. And then last Tuesday on Derrick Henry, he said the Patriots didn't seem too interested in tackling him. I think our mindset is a little different.
Yeah. The mindset might have been different. The results weren't. They could say whatever they want. I don't know. Baltimore, again, they seemed certainly rusty.
So that's what people think. They think that week 17, you rest all your starters, knowing that you have another week with the bye is a problem, and it's going to be dangerous, and you're going to be rusty. And that first quarter, it looked like they were rusty, although Lamar Jackson said they came out too amped. They say they came out too excited. It wasn't that they were slow and sluggish. He thought they were the opposite. They were too amped.
I could see that. Well, think about it this way. The offense really wasn't stopped, the Ravens. They continued to move the ball. Think about it. First drive, they're going down the field. He throws a ball high to Mark Andrews, intercepted. Then he gets the penalty on top of that, right?
Yeah.
Ravens do a good job, third down. Tannehill throws a fade ball down the left sideline in the end zone. Jonnu Smith catches it with one hand and gets his left ass cheek to be in bounds. That's just a player making a play. That's not being out-coached or out-schemed. Brandon Carr was there. Okay, the guy just made a great play. The second drive, they're going down again. Now, this is where I disagree with John Harbaugh. I did not like this call, the 4th and 1 on their own 45-yard line. And I know everyone's going to go, okay, Baltimore, yes, Baltimore. He's done this all year.
8 for 8.
I get it. I
Fourth
get it.
and 1.
I get it. And this is a tough one to me. But to me, this goes back to you need to read the tea leaves of the moment right there and see where your team is at and the game is at. One, I don't think you can unequivocally at that point just say, oh, we're dominating the line of scrimmage and we're going to do whatever we want. All right? That hadn't come about yet. Two, to what your point you're just saying, they really hadn't played a meaningful game since week 16. They've had 3 weeks off. So they might not be rolling. 3, they're playing the hottest team in the sport maybe. I mean, there's nobody hotter. And, you know, I look at it that way and just go, you know, that was a dicey decision. To me I err on conservative, especially when you feel you're the better team.
Yeah.
Right? To me, that would have been another one where I would have gone, punt it down there, pin them back. Your defense is great. There was nothing on the drive before that told you, oh, the Tennessee Titans offense is going to give us problems today. We hadn't got there yet. It was only 7-0, and he threw a jump ball in the back left corner in the end zone, right? So you're not getting like dominated yet to me to where you panic to make that move. Now, I know they did that all year, but I'm just saying I didn't love that move. That was not my favorite.
This is what I would say. So they're 8 for 8 on going for 4th and 1.
Right.
You still have Lamar Jackson,
yes,
who seems like could get it 95% of the time without any blocking.
Right.
The times they did punt in the regular season, it was all in their own territory. So this one was at the 45. Was that their own 45?
I don't think Lamar made the right move. Like, they're pulling a guard from the left to the right, Ahmed, just so you know. He was supposed to go outside, from everything the blocking tells me, and he decided to go somewhere in the middle. I think he thought he saw a soft spot, and he thought he would just jam it in there, and it just wasn't as soft as he thought. So he didn't follow his blockers, for one. That was one issue there.
Yeah.
But I just didn't love the play at that point.
I like both of them, but I like coaches who are
aggressive. I know you do.
And this is the reason why, because I think a lot of people would have said the opposite. Like, if you have all year gone for it and you've been successful going for it, and then all of a sudden you get to the playoffs, you get a little nervous, you start playing conservative, you go, oh, wow, they played scared. John Harbaugh all of a sudden got to the playoffs, and he was faced with a 4th and 1, went for it all regular season, and here they are in the playoffs, and, they played scared and didn't go for it. So I think just as easily people could have been saying that.
I get you. My logic.
That team with Lamar Jackson should, and they did, get 4th and 1 95% of the time.
I know. And this is not like a full Tropic Thunder moment. We've seen, I'm not saying this is like the worst decision in the world. My thought is more that this is not the regular season. Yeah. It's the playoffs.
It's more interesting that they weren't able to get those.
It was. I mean, yes, you're right. It is interesting. The Tennessee Titans have big people, so they were able to stand in there and kind of withstand the power of the Ravens, run game straight ahead. But the thing I just look at again, regular season's different than the playoffs. Teams and defensive coordinators go for broke more in the playoffs. They'll do things that they maybe not would have done in the regular season because they just go, man, this poses issues with us, but I got to go for it here because I don't want to get burned by it or whatever else, or we're going to be at home anyways. So they go for it in those type of those situations. So I don't love it because of that. And like I said, this is a team that came in that's hot and battle-tested and really already played 2 playoff games because they had to win Week 17, and then they had to win last week in New England, of course, to where your team has not, got their battle-tested gear on quite yet. And that's where I just didn't love it.
Do you think they cost themselves by resting them all, Week 17?
Well, I mean, it's hard to yeah, I do. I do, yes. And then, not to say I was against it at the time. I had no problem with it at the time.
Because they were banged up going into Week 17.
They were.
Right?
I understand
if
it.
you sustain more injuries,
I understand it. But, they were rusty. Lamar made a few bad plays. But the thing with that is, so then there again, the Titans haven't had to go the field yet. They haven't done anything, and you're going to give them, hey, just in case you guys weren't confident, here you go. Here's confidence on a platter for you. And then they dial up a play to go for the jugular. And he hits, Khalif Raymond, the kid he hit for the deep post?
Khalif Raymond,
for the 45-yard touchdown pass.
Only catch of the game for him, 45-yard touchdown.
So even with saying that, though, they're not stopping Baltimore. Baltimore goes down, gets a field goal, had some drop passes. Okay, so that was another issue. Seth Roberts drops a deep cross that might score.
Yep.
Willie Snead drops a 3rd down pass, and they might get the 1st down for it, right? So they settle for a field goal.
Yeah.
Then they stop them, right? Then they go down and get a field goal before the half.
And that's what and I think that was the
That's
thing
what
too.
I'm trying to say.
The field goals, I mean, if they go down and convert, that's what Kansas City did, right? Kansas City wasn't going down and converting field goals.
Yeah.
They were converting them into touchdowns.
Yes.
And the funny thing is you look back on this game, and at the time when you're watching it, you're like, wow, they're down 14-0. They're out of this thing. They might not be able to come back. And then you go back and you watch what happened in Kansas City, and you're like, why were we thinking that Baltimore, with the dynamic offense, with the MVP, why were we thinking that 14 really should be that insurmountable? But it felt like it, and I think in part because they were settling for field goals along the way.
Yeah, I think you're right. But to that point, there it is. It's like 14-6, and really the Titans' offense hasn't really sustained a drive yet during the game.
Yeah.
So that's why I would say, like, I didn't like the fourth down decisions, and specifically don't like the start of the third quarter fourth down decision. I don't. So, I mean, the start of the third quarter. They drive down again, right, to start the third quarter.
18-yard line, 4th and 1.
Just go up 14, make it 14-9. You're the better team, and you're starting to get settled into the game.
Yeah.
That's my thought. And again, I know this is second guessing on a Monday. I get it.
Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah, I'm playing Monday morning quarterback. But you're going to see other decisions that I agree with here as we go along from certain coaches and things like that. I'm not like, I have my reasoning for that, but that would be my thoughts there. And to your point, like why you thought that. Why did you think that? Because we haven't seen Baltimore down since their last loss against the Cleveland Browns.
I'm curious about that. So 12-game winning streak.
Yeah.
They've trailed 6 times.
Okay, there you go.
In 6 games here. Never by more than 7.
Right.
So you're right. They hadn't really faced this. Certainly, obviously not with the stakes this high.
6-0, 7-6.
So they hadn't trailed in the second half since week 5.
Right, against the Steelers, who didn't have an offense, so you're not daunted by that.
So it's almost, you do hear this sometimes where, the coaches say, it might be good for us to lose and get beat up a little bit.
Or be behind and see how you react.
Which the 49ers have had. You look at the team, the 1 seed over in the other conference. Yeah. They've had that.
They have had
and
that.
They've come through, and they've also not come through. And maybe that's put them in a stronger position. Like, you never want to lose, right? And now we're kind of just looking for reasons why it didn't work out for the Ravens here. But who knows? Maybe that's one of it, that they were in an unfamiliar spot.
Yeah, no, I think it did get them out of their comfort zone. I think, also to like what you're saying, I think they panicked. I think they were a little bit like, wait, we steamroll everybody. Have you not paid attention to us the last 14 weeks of the year?
Yeah.
I think they were like, what the is going on here?
Because Lamar was visibly frustrated. It was almost like they were like, this is all falling apart.
Definitely. So then they don't make the fourth down, right? Then the big break. Now they break a run. Now they go down and score to make it 21-6, and you're going, whoa. And then Lamar does press. The next drive is he holds the ball. There's nobody open. And he's so desperate to make a play, he kind of loses track of who's around him in the pocket. He just made a guy miss, but like, hey, they're going to come back and still try to get you just because they missed you. But he kind of kept patting the ball, waiting to make a big throw, strip sack fumble, 28-6. Game over. Mm-hmm. That's all there is to it.
This is
shocker.
So last time a 14-2 team was one and done in the playoffs.
Let me see. Don't tell me. I'm not even looking.
14-2 or better.
Don't hide it because I don't want to see it.
This team was actually better than 14. This team was 15-1.
15-1? Oh, you're talking about the Packers 2011. They lost to the Giants.
Yep.
Hail Mary and in the first half.
That's similar to the Titans here, right? A 9-7 Giants team.
You're right.
Hot at the right time.
And it's the same thing that I'll think of. Bill Parcells had a quote in the paper that week when the Giants went up and beat Green Bay. And I'll never forget this, and it really rang true to me. He had a quote here in the papers in New York where he went, Green Bay went out there to put on a show, and the Giants went out there for a fight. And I feel like that's what happened in this game. Baltimore just kind of came out, hey, we're Baltimore. We're gonna put out a show and show everybody how we're awesome. And Tennessee was like, nope, let's strap it up tight. We're coming in with the between the tackles run game, up yours, and here we come.
So the Titans, I saw this stat on Twitter, ESPN Stats and Info. They're the third team since 1970 to beat the number 1 scoring offense, the Ravens.
Yeah.
Number 1 scoring defense, the Patriots, in the same postseason. The other 2 teams?
Ooh, okay, hold on. Third team since 1970.
You're not going to get this.
To beat the number 1
scoring offense.
And
number 1 scoring defense in the same postseason.
Ooh. Okay. Not the Ravens from a few years ago?
No.
Okay.
There's no way
go ahead.
to get this.
All right, fine, go ahead.
But the other 2 teams that have done it did win the Super Bowl.
It wasn't the Ravens of 2012?
No.
They didn't do it. All right.
1988 49ers.
49ers.
And the 2004 Patriots.
2004. So the 1988 49ers beat what? The Rams, who were the number one scoring? You don't even know those.
I didn't go that far.
Yeah, 2004 Patriots. All right, good.
But
good stat, though.
Good. I mean, right? Pretty amazing.
That is amazing.
You beat the best offense out there. You beat the best defense, and they're rolling. I mean, no one's gonna. You're not gonna be shocked. They're not gonna be favored against the Chiefs. I don't know what the line is right now, but you're not shocked with this Titans team, the way they're playing, the way they can run the ball. And honestly, we haven't seen the best of Ryan Tannehill yet, and I think he can win a game with his arm.
Definitely, no doubt about it. And there's no doubt. I mean, he really hasn't had to this point, And again, those are he's 2-0 in the playoffs. Just made 3 or 4 plays. Right, you shake your head because you go, that's why I always say it's ridiculous when we give all the credit to the quarterback. 4 years from now, we're all going to look back and go, Ryan Tannehill was 2-0 that year in the playoffs. Yeah, I know. But he's thrown for 150 total yards so far. Yeah, I know. So that's where I always get frustrated with the whole quarterback thing.
Let me give you one more thing here. Yeah. Because the Ravens, they tried to stop Henry by stacking the box.
Yes.
They had 8 or more defenders in the box 63% of the time.
Right.
The average that Henry faced this year was 37, so it was almost twice as many times. They're stacking the box against him. He had 124 yards and 19 carries, 6.5 yards per carry when they did that.
Yep.
So, I mean, if that's not going to work, how do the Chiefs slow him down?
Well, I'll say the zone scheme, I think, got the Ravens a little bit because, you've heard me say the Ravens are so big, so powerful, and this is what I didn't do it take into account. The inside-outside zone scheme is not their cup of tea. They're not made to, athletically go down the line of scrimmage and try to stop the zone. And when he did, you got out there to stop the zone. Like we said, he put on the brakes and would make a cutback, and they're not that fast in the front seven to adjust off of it. I think that's what jumps out to me. Kansas City's front is every bit as good as Baltimore at stopping the run. I think actually they have a better, maybe not quite the size of Baltimore, but a little more athleticism, and especially if they have Chris Jones. Kansas City, I'll say it, maybe it's the second week in a row. I would be shocked if the Tennessee Titans run the ball the way they have the last 3 weeks against the Kansas City Chiefs. I would be shocked. But we'll see. Right. If they prove me wrong, they're going to the Super Bowl.
Anything more on that game?
Nah, I think we hit it all.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.